Ladies and gentlemen, Victor Wembanyama is the best player in the world. Okay, last night, game one of the Western Conference Finals, in a double overtime victory against the defending NBA champion Oklahoma City Thunder, along with the back-to-back MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Victor Wembanyama dropped 41 points. 24 rebounds. He had 3 blocks. He had one of the craziest threes I've ever seen from pretty much the logo as well. Absolutely incredible game from Wemby. Absolutely fantastic. He was great on defense. First ever unanimous defensive player of the year. He was great on defense, and he was somehow even better on offense. All right. 41 points, 14 of 25 from the field for Victor Wembanyama. He is the best player in the world. Okay? You can debate between Shai and Jokic, who was better between them over the last few years. Well, it doesn't matter at this moment in time. Talking about Jokic or Shai. He might have just been named a back-to-back MVP, but MVP does not stand for best player in the world. It stands for most valuable player. And you can even make a debate that Wemby is more valuable than Shai, especially after this game. Victor Wembanyama is the best player in the world. And, I don't think we're going to have to wait very long for him to be named the most valuable player in the world. Give it another 12 months, and I'm certain he will be holding the Michael Jordan Award. Fantastic game from Wemby. Fantastic game from Wembanyama. Dylan Harper, who started this game in the absence of De'Aaron Fox, who was ruled out. Dylan Harper, 24 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 7 steals. This guy's a rookie. Dylan Harper is a rookie. Dylan Harper. Normally, the brother's he's been coming off the bench all year. He's been fantastic off the bench. But in the biggest game of his career, this brother showed up. He showed out. He had a better game than Shai. The MVP, Dylan Harper, outplayed the MVP of the NBA in this game. Outplayed him. Stephon Castle, great game. They won. So you could say, it was a pretty good game. Stephon Castle did have 11 turnovers. So, maybe this game would have not went to double OT if he, cut the turnovers by, 1 or 2 or 3 or cut them in half. But, still, the brother, 17 points, 11 assists, pretty good defense as well. You know who else was good on defense? Devin Vassell. Devin Vassell, who I saw this stat right before I started recording this video. Devin Vassell, ladies and gentlemen. When guarding Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Devin Vassell held him to 1 of 6 from the field. When guarding Chet Holmgren, who's like 8 feet taller than Devin Vassell, Chet Holmgren was 1 of 4 from the field. And when guarding Jalen Williams, 1 of 4 from the field. 1 of 4 from the field. That's a combined, 3 for 14? If my math is mathing. It's combined 3 for 14 between the 3 best players on OKC when guarded by Devin Vassell, who hit a big corner 3 near, what was it? Was it the end of regulation? Near the end of regulation, he hit this big corner 3 to keep the game going for the Spurs. Fantastic game from Wemby. Harper. Castle's got to cut down on the turnovers. Vassell was great on defense. Spurs didn't really use that many players in this game. Carter Bryant, who they did use, 13 minutes for Carter Bryant. He was solid in those minutes. He guarded Shea, did a pretty decent job till Shea started foul baiting, and like, man, I started losing my mind a little bit because it's one thing to foul bait, but I can't stand when an offensive player pump fakes a guy, and the guy bites on the pump and he jumps up in the air. And the NBA really shouldn't call this. Referees should not call this a shooting foul. When the guy's up in the air and the offensive player jumps into him, and he's not even taking a real shot, he's just jumping into him to get a whistle. And it's especially ridiculous, by the way. It's especially ridiculous when the defender then is trying to jump out of the way and the defender still jumps into him. And gets the whistle. The NBA should not call that. That shouldn't be a foul at all. But it's besides the point. But since we are talking about flopping and we are talking about fouls and we are talking about foul baiting, it's only natural we talk about the man who is often associated with those terms, and that is the MVP of the NBA. That is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who absolutely was terrible in this game. I shouldn't say was terrible. He had some big plays, but he did shoot 7 for 23. Now, he did have 12 assists. He did have 5 steals. I didn't write down how many turnovers he had, but again, 7 for 23. What wasn't even the best player on his team tonight, And he wasn't the best player on the team. Alex Caruso was the best player on the team, if you ask me. 31 points. 2 steals, 2 blocks, 11 for 19, 8 for 14 from 3. That is crazy, bro. Alex Caruso. You'd say, bro, if the Thunder did not get this performance out of Alex Caruso tonight, they'd have lost by 20, bro. He's the only reason they were in this game. Okay, Alex Caruso was the only reason that the Thunder were even in this game. 31 points from Alex Caruso. Thunder got a 31-point performance from old Alex Caruso, and they still lost. All right, so you know who didn't play good, though? Chet Holmgren. 8 points, 8 rebounds, 1 steal, 2 blocks, 2 of 7 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. This guy's 7 feet tall, and the only shots he made in this game, the only 2 shots he made were from the 3-point line. He's 7 feet tall. Ladies and gentlemen, this brother is 7 feet tall. He should never be in Victor Wembanyama conversations, okay? I don't even know if, normal, everyday people are associating these two with each other anymore. But the media still is trying to look at the rivalry. This ain't a rivalry. These two shouldn't be talked about in with regards to comparisons. They shouldn't be, associated with each other. Victor Wembanyama is so much better than Chet Holmgren. All right, he is so much better. Again, Victor Wembanyama, 41 points, 24 rebounds. 9 offensive boards. That is, Victor Wembanyama had more offensive boards than Chet Holmgren had rebounds total. There ain't no comparison, ladies and gentlemen. There ain't no comparison. Chet Holmgren and Victor Wembanyama. Ladies and gentlemen, if Chet Holmgren is playing T-ball in the little leagues, Victor Wembanyama is hitting grand slams in the major leagues. Okay, that is the gap in between them. That is the gap in between them, all right? It ain't even close. You can't compare them. So, Chet Holmgren, honestly, you can probably say he was the worst player on the floor. Because, again, this brother's 7 feet tall, made no points in the paint, made no points in the 2-point range. All he made were 2 free throws and 2 3-pointers. He got one of his blocks. He got on Wemby. I think that helped send the game to overtime. But then Wemby did get an and one dunk on him, and Chet wasn't even guarding Wemby. I don't know what the OKC what their idea is to trying to defend Wemby, because they didn't really have Hartenstein do it. They barely played Hartenstein, to be honest. I think he played like 12 minutes. They didn't have Chet guarding Wemby. They had Jalen Williams and Alex Caruso guard Wemby, while Chet stood in the corner and Isaiah Hartenstein sat on the bench. I don't understand what the reasoning is behind that, because straight up they can't guard Wemby. Sure, maybe Chet and Isaiah Hartenstein can't guard Wemby, but Jalen Williams and Alex Caruso certainly can't. All right? Alex Caruso might make it a little difficult for Wemby, but he's not stopping him. Neither is Jay Williams. They gave the ball to Wemby down low. Williams was guarding him in the paint. Wemby put up a shot, missed it, and got his own board right over Jalen Williams, because Jalen Williams gives up like a foot of height, and Caruso gives up even more. So, I don't really understand why they would do that. Certainly, maybe Chet on Wemby is just, maybe that would somehow be even worse. And Hartenstein, there's no spacing with Hartenstein on the floor, I guess. Maybe that's why you wouldn't play him in these big minutes in this series against the center like Wembanyama, who can just knock it down. All right, they're not playing the Lakers anymore, okay? DeAndre Ayton's got no three-point shot. But, great game from Victor Wembanyama. He's the best player in the world. He is the best. And he proved it last night. And as a matter of fact, I think he's going to prove it again in Game 2.